All right. Good afternoon, fluffies and whatnot. This is Splits, aka Zuka, in the flesh again. I don't mind putting the head on, but I figure it kind of sounds muffled. But going into further detail, this is another one that I figure was a really important factoid that I do believe that a lot of individuals could definitely use some brush up work on, and it is budgeting. Where you're just like, wait a minute, where's my money? Where's my, oh no, I didn't pay rent. Oh no, I don't have money for food. And then money for, school, what on and so forth. Before you know it, you're, paycheck to paycheck or multiple credit card. Do not get into credit card debt. That is nasty, nasty, nasty way to go. As we see, in the real world, that it's really important is to have good financial balance in order to have nice things, to have a comfortable life. Or if you budget correctly and properly and efficiently, you'll be able to have a lot of great things. And, you'll have money for food, you'll have money for rent, you'll have money for a car, and of course, furry stuff. Please ignore the furry flag behind me. But I figured this is a really important topic and issue that, like, helping pause, we're starting to kind of like, you know, narrow our focus more into videos to help with different aspects of life that I think that furries and or even the general public, doesn't have to be furry, can definitely benefit from to help them better themselves in some way, shape, or form. And one of the biggest, most frustrating, most anxiety crushing things is money, the green stuff. So I am taking the help of Indeed.com, a good website, and apparently it has an actual list of different budgeting strategies that you can utilize to help better and fatten your wallet and make your dollar go way further, not just in McDonald's. All right, without further ado, all right, this is called an article by What is a Budget Strategy? 12 Effective Methods and Tips from Dave Lee. And this is an article from 2022, so pretty recent, up to snuff. Budgeting is an important personal and professional skill for people in many industries. It helps you ensure financial stability and allows you to facilitate the growth of a company, your own personal financial company. Learning effective budgeting strategies can help you manage your finances and improve your financial skills to advance your wallet, or in this case, career. All right, so here's some different one. So, a budget strategy is a formal approach to managing a collection of funds. Many people use budget strategies in their personal lives to ensure their expenses don't exceed their income. Don't do that. That's how you end up in credit card debt, like that song from Peter Griffin, $30,000 of credit card debt. No. So these are some strategies to help avoid that from happening. Others use budgeting strategies to help reach financial goals, like purchasing a new car or saving a certain amount for retirement. Many professionals also use budgeting strategies at work to help ensure a department or organization can pay for its expenses and potentially invest in future opportunities. So once you master the art of budgeting for yourself, heck, if you want to get into a job and become the treasurer or budgeter, bam, you already got it down to a science. All right. So here's 12 effective budget strategies to try. You can try several budgeting strategies, find one that best aligns with you, but here's a list of 12 that I'm going to go through. First one, subtraction budgeting. Subtraction budgeting is one of the simplest forms. You use this method, you add all your monthly expenditures and subtract from your overall monthly earnings. So very simple. Write down all the money that you make in a month, let's say 10,000. I'm just throwing it out there. And your expenditures are about 7 or 8 thousand. So right there, bam, you got 2 to 3 thousand for play money, for putting your savings, all that good, and an entertainment budget. Next one is cash budgeting. How many of you have parents or grandparents that are like, I pay for everything with cash? I've heard that so many times. I've heard it from my dad, I've heard it from my stepdad, heard it from grandparents. It's kind of, I like it, but it's a very, very, very smart way to do it. Cash budgeting, which some people call envelope budgeting, as you use actual cash for purchases and expenses instead of managing digital currency. Having cash often helps those who have trouble imaging their money in a digital form and track it more easily. Hey, you see it in the envelope? Once the envelope is empty, you're broke. With a cash budgeting system, rather than putting your paycheck into your bank account, you cash it and use the physical bills and coins to pay for your expenses. Some people put the specific amount of cash they need for expenses like rent and utilities into sealed envelopes until they pay those bills, so you can avoid spending it on other things. So right there, that's a great way to organize your money, like hands-on, into different ways. And then you have the rent envelope, you have the car envelope, you have the savings envelope, and then you have the fun envelope. If that works, if you're more visual and hands-on, that might be a great way to do it. Proportional budgeting is number 3. With a proportional budgeting strategy, you divide all your expenditures into 3 categories, which are savings, needs, and wants. From there, you determine what percentage of your income you want to dedicate to each of those categories. Then you divide your income into those categories accordingly. So you can make like a little pie, but like a pie chart, pretty little pie chart. One is savings, one is needs and wants. And then you can, if you like numbers, and you write out the numbers of what your intake to expenditures, and boom. If you need to adjust one or the other, one of the simplest things I always heard from, I think I heard it from my dad once. Very simple. Make more or spend less. That's like the simplest 2 ways to, budget and simplification. Now, there's a fourth one, two-bank budgeting. Using the two-bank budgeting strategy, you pay yourself before paying any other expenses. This allows you to add any savings plans or purchase any items you want. One effective method of this strategy is to open a checking account in which you deposit your paycheck, then set up automatic transfer from that account to a secondary bank account, leaving a small portion of your paycheck behind in the original account. Then you can live off the money in your secondary account and leave the savings from your original account for emergencies or purchasing goals. So yeah, if you got online digital banking and you got it set up, you can set it up for everything, for automatic withdrawal to your savings, automatic withdrawal to car payment, automatic withdrawal to mortgage or rent, automatic withdrawal to to your car payment, anything, or your rainy day fund. All right, number 5, automatic budgeting. Automatic budgeting allows you to benefit from the built-in budgeting systems many banks provide. Consider setting up automatic bill pay and automatic transfers. This kind of tapers off of number 4. This ensures you pay all your expenses on time and meet your savings goal without having to make any actual payments or deposits. That's really similar to what I have. I have automatic deductions set up for my mortgage. I have automatic deductions set up for my car payment, credit card, utilities, and there we go. And then the rest is just kind of leftovers, and I usually shuck it into, a savings account. So that's one way to do it. No second guessing. You see it, you have it set up. The only disadvantage of that is automatic withdrawals. Is make sure you have that set amount in there. So if you've got a $1,500 mortgage payment and you've only got $1,000 in the account, make sure you have a savings or credit or whatever, preferably not a credit card. That's last resort, but to be ready for that automatic withdrawal. Or you can set up bi-monthly. You can do bi-monthly car payments. You can do bi-monthly savings, bi-monthly credit card payments, bi-monthly mortgage payments like I do. And that's another way you can definitely set yourself up for success. Number 6, online or app budgeting. Many applications help you track your spending and effectively create a personalized budget that meets your goals and needs. Budget applications are software applications that sync onto your financial accounts and aggregate all your information in one place, so you always know the amount of money you're spending and earning. Consider using one of these programs to help establish a unique budgeting system, especially for you and your spending patterns. They're like these little apps that are like a type of like an AI of sorts, and what it actually does is it will go into your account and it will do all the guesswork for you for paying your bills, saving money, all that good stuff. Takes even more guesswork out of it. If you're more tech savvy, yeah, absolutely go for it. If you're not and you're old school, go for the cash in the envelope or the plus or minus. All right. And here we go for those that like numbers. Number 7, 50-30-20 budgeting. The 50-30-20 budgeting system is a traditional strategy that uses ratios to help manage your money. Essentially, strategy 50% of your income goes to your needs or non negotiable essentials like rent, utilities, 30% goes to your wanted personal expenses like dinners out and other entertainment, and 20% goes towards savings and paying off any debt you have. People who want to buy a property or create an emergency savings account can benefit from the 50-30-20 budgeting strategy. So back to that 10,000. So 5,000 goes to your, rent, utilities, car payments, all that. 30% is your fund money where you want to get like a TV or a video game or so on and so forth. And 20% goes into your savings, going towards credit card, all that good stuff. All right. Number 8, multi-account budgeting. It is a digital version of the cash envelope budgeting strategy. Using this system, you open multiple bank accounts and dedicate each to specific expenditure or savings goal. So if you like going online and doing the fun, digital banking, this is up your alley. You can use automatic transfers to send the appropriate amount of money to each account and automatic bill pay programs to ensure you pay your expenses on time. If you like the online banking approach, this might work very well for you. If you're not really into that, go into, go into one that works best for you. That's the most important. Number 9, zero-based budgeting. A zero-based budgeting approach is another traditional strategy that focuses on ensuring you have enough of your income set aside to cover your necessary expenses. With this method, you subtract expenditures from your monthly income until you have a remainder that fully funds whatever is most important that month. This means you're working towards a zero waste situation with your funds. Ensure you account for all of your income. So that means you're really just keeping an eye on every penny and everything you spend, don't spend. And then you want to make sure that you're not wasting your money on, knowing what wants or needs. You need a house or apartment. You need, like for work, you need transportation. You need money for food, utilities. And then other things like entertainment, video games, fursuits. It's kind of like one of them strategies where don't really need it. It's nice to have, but it's not the end of the world. Or we might go into other tips of making your own fursuits. That's the latest and greatest I've heard in the fandom. A lot of people are saving money. There's lots of YouTube videos that show you how to make everything from the feet, hand, paws, body, head, tail, right there. You can go from spending 5 to 10 grand on a suit to probably about 1,000 tops. And if you become really good at it, you can become a suit maker as a side hustle and add to your monthly income. Number 10, savings and emergency budgeting. If you want to maximize your savings, the savings and emergency budgeting strategy may be highly effective. With this method, a certain percentage of your income goes into a general savings account you can use for specific purchasing goals, like a house or a car. Another percentage goes into an emergency fund for unexpected expenses, like a car repair or a loss of a job. One of the things that I always learned that was the most important to have in this emergency budgeting, have your expenses, your house, car, all that stuff, about 3 months, 3 to about 6 months. That's a nice fat blanket. So let's say you got 5,000 in expenses each month. Have about 15 to 20 grand sitting around, then you're good. If you lose a job, car accident, car whatever, you should be fine. Then you'll find another job, and then keep your credit cards low. It's last resort, but don't, emergency. Lots of ways to save money and be ready. Number 11, prepaid debit card budgeting. So this is another one that can be beneficial. Strategic budgeting approach for those who dislike carrying cash but struggle to limit their credit card use is the prepaid debit card budgeting strategy. It functions as a combination of the cash envelope system and the multi-account budgeting, so you hybrid it. But it uses prepaid debit cards for daily expenses instead of using cash or a card for your bank account. This ensures you don't overdraw your account and spend outside your means. So once the debit card's empty, you're out, you're done. Um, so you get like money deducted from your account onto a debit card, and that's it. That's all you got for expenses like mortgage or rent, whatever, so on and so forth. That's another great way to do it. Number 12, priority budget. A priority budget includes determining your priorities instead of relying on predetermined priorities others set. You make a list of all your expenses and spending priorities and arrange them in order that's most important to you. From there, you can determine how much money you want to dedicate to each category. So, priority, number one, you need a shelter, a house. Number two, transportation. It's kind of good if you're getting to and from work, but if you can find other ways to get to work, bus, bike, walk, the more the merrier, or work from home. A lot of people's dreams is just work from home. So then that way you can dedicate money to each the strategy and know what your priorities are. Because then once you have that all down to a science, and the thing that's most important, tips for maintaining your budget. Deciding on a budget strategy is an excellent first step in effective saving your money. Ensuring you follow the guidelines you establish within your budget can help you meet short and long term budgeting goals. And here are a few tips on top of the 12 budgeting strategies to maintain that budget. Track spending. One of the best ways to maximize your budget is to track your spending and see where you can make changes to meet your short and long term financial goals. Review and update. Regularly review the budget you create and ensure you're spending within the limits. Update and change your budget is needed to reflect spending patterns and changing goals. Like I said earlier, make more or spend less. Establish goals. Ensure the goals you set for your budget are realistic and attainable. Yeah, I want 100. Who doesn't want $100,000? But with the right budget and goals set in place, it's very attainable. Use tools. Use tools like apps or online money trackers to help you get a clear sense of your spending and saving. Lots of AI, a lot of technology out there to help you guys better utilize your money. Stay motivated. Regularly remind yourself why you're using a budget by looking at your long term goals to help you stay motivated. So you see that end goal in sight, you accomplish the little milestones. Before you know it, bam, you got the money for a house, car, anything. Reduce credit card use. I know this from experience. It can be easy to overspend with a credit card. If you often accrue unnecessary credit card debt, consider using cash or debit cards instead to keep you from spending more money than you have. Because cash or debit is your actual cash money. Credit cards are good for helping develop credit, but it is not, that's money you do not have. You do not have because you're like borrowing against yourself. And if you get into too much credit card debt, bam, it kind of kills everything to help with proper budgeting. And with that, and of course, the article I read is for financial purposes or it doesn't constitute financial advice. It's best to get a financial professional from your bank, a CPA, all sorts of resources out there to help you guys develop the best strategy that works for you. Because what might work for this strategy might work for me, for them, that whatever. Find what works best for you. I'm also going to set a link right below this YouTube video to this particular site from Indeed.com. Give them a little bit of love because that way, if some of you are a visual, or if you want to read, we can hit it on both ends. And with that, thank you so much for taking your time, spending a little bit of time. I'm Splits and Zuka, the Dutch and Dragon Fox therapist, giving you guys budgeting strategies and tips. Have a great one. Let's go get that money.